right, name.
Stephen Anthony.
Birthday.
11/11/55.
Name.
Jean Carolyn. Jean Carolyn, 1/17/40.
40.
Name.
Cyrilla Joan Cooper, and my birthday is February 24th, 1949.
I am Teresa Louise, and birth date is 10/9/47.
She's soon going to be.
Virginia Elizabeth, 2/5/46.
Kathleen Ann, 9/4/44.
No, you're Catherine Ann.
John Edward, 7/17/42.
I'm Rosemary. I'm setting in for Mary Frances, whose birthday is May 24th of 1938.
Dorothy Arlene Lane, May 12th, 1952.
Victor Joseph, birthday 10/11/50.
All right, so.
Ready for the first question? Okay. Stephen, you brought up something when we were going through here about something unique about your birthday. So, or if there's something very unique about you than the other 12, what is that? And then you mentioned
My
about your
birthday? Well, it's 9 months to the day after my dad's birthday.
Jean, what was your unique thing?
I was born in a blizzard.
You were born in?
Born on Veterans Day.
Yeah, I was born on Veterans Day.
Born on Veterans Day.
Weighed 11 pounds.
On the 11th and 11th.
Yeah, 11/11.
Driving us.
Did you play 11 with the Powerball?
So how do you say it again?
Well, I was born on 11/11. I was weighed 11 pounds and I was 11th child.
And 55 is 5/11.
Yeah. I was born in 55.
So, okay.
Okay. Sorella, something unique about your birth?
Okay, what's unique about my birth is my parents had 2 daughters, a son, and 3 daughters in a row. And my mom said they were told you don't get 4 daughters in a row. So this little boy arriving is going to be named after Grandpa Polly, whose name is Cyril. Well, on February 24th, 1949, God proved the doctor dead wrong. You can have 4 daughters in a row. So I put the LA on the end of Cyril. That's how I got my name.
Jerry, what about you?
Well, I was the first one born in Yates Center of the siblings.
Virginia?
I was born in Wichita, and they moved when I was about a year old, and I got pneumonia and about died.
Oh, thank God you didn't.
Thank goodness.
No.
Kathleen? I was born the first weekend of September. I don't remember anything about my home in Clondale, but I was not born on Labor Day. I always thought maybe I was born on Labor Day, but it wasn't. It's just Labor Day weekend.
John? I really don't know anything unique about my birthday.
Well, you're the first boy.
But yeah, I guess so.
You had 6 sisters before you got a brother.
Rosemary, do you know anything unique?
I think just that the Francis part of the name, Francis was in the family names, firstborn children for a long time, and to add to that, my mom broke that and she did not put Francis in my name. But she did name her youngest son Carrie Francis, so it did eventually get there. It's a good thing she did. She might have had a lot more kids too.
Arlene?
Well, I was born on the wedding anniversary, May 12th, but I do not know how many years. Never thought about it.
37.
What year were you born?
52.
You were born in married in 37. So
Don't make me do math.
Well, the only thing I know unique about my birthday is I always tell everybody I was born the day before Columbus discovered America. October 12th, he discovered America. So I was born on October 11th. So I always tell him I was born the day before he discovered America.
Okay.
He looks like it too, doesn't he?
And Arlene, you should tell him that you came home from the hospital without a name because Mom and Dad were arguing over whether you were going to be a Dorothy or whether you were going to. Mom wanted Mercedes and Dad said absolutely not. He always wanted a Susie, and she said, no, you're not going to be Susie. So she comes home from the hospital 4 days later. Okay, what's your name? Well, she didn't have a name. So about the second day, got home, we had to call the hospital and tell them what her name was.
That is awesome.
I
Since
do
Mercedes
that.
isn't here, what's something unique about Mercedes' birth?
Well, she did get the name Mercedes and Susan. Grandpa did win out by the time, they had that argument settled by the time the next baby got here. Next
And
baby
we
got here.
called her
before that-
Susie.
Yep, and
Our
he
dad
called her
always
Susie.
called all of us girls Susie.
Yeah.
And he
So
called
that he couldn't
her,
always call Susie anymore because he had his Suzanne.
and he called her his black-eyed Susie too, because she had brown eyes, or brown-eyed Susie.
Okay, we have Mercedes up. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So we're gonna-
yeah, let's get her to see if she can come on. Bring her. Okay, hold on
there we
right
are.
there.
Is that
Can we get
good?
your name and birth date?
Your name and birth date, Mercedes.
It's coming through.
Yep, hi Heather. I'm here.
We're doing a video right now, so he needs your name and birth date.
Okay, Mercedes Beethoff, September 24th, 1958.
And can you give us something interesting about your birthday?
Or your birth.
Your birth?
Or your birth, or your name, or
I was born in Iola, Kansas, and I'm born on the feast of Our Lady of Mercy, and that's why my mom said for sure I'm going to be named Mercedes.
Sweet.
And why do you go by Mercedes now?
Because when I went to work, it's too hard to teach all those people how to say Mercedes because, I get new kids into daycare every 6 months, and it's really hard to teach 3-year-olds to say Mercedes. But they catch on to Miss Mercedes right off the bat. They got that like 2 times, and they've got it.
I can get her here. Go back there.
all right.
Okay.
All right, so name or questions?
Yeah, let's start with this. Stephen, who were your favorite relatives when you were growing up?
No. Grandpa Paulie always had a great big bowl of Kraft caramels.
That would be a winner as a kid.
I liked Uncle Ralph. Everybody loved one.
Mercedes, who was your favorite relative growing up?
Mine? My sister Kathleen. She was my fairy godmother. She took care of me.
Okay. Jean, who was your favorite relative?
I like them all.
Okay, that had to be one that was super
You like it?
special.
I can see her face. You want to come down here?
Okay.
She was fine. She did not wrong.
Grandma Polly was very sweet and kind.
Okay,
I
good.
never really knew her.
All right.
I never really knew her.
I know.
Frill, who was your favorite?
I think she still was.
My Jean, they were all awesome. I guess I remember Grandpa Polly because he would call us to
I barely
Wichita,
remember her.
and we got to go see our cousin. He'd take us to see our cousins out there.
Terry, who was your favorite?
Oh, I think Ralph, Polly, and Doris, Ralph and Doris, yeah. They were always sweet, and they would always stop by even when we were in Colorado. They would come to Colorado to visit her brother that lived nearby, and always made a point to stop.
Virginia?
Aunt Frida.
Aunt
She was my godmother.
Kathleen, who was your favorite?
I think I'd have to pick my grandma Polly. She used to always make, my birthdays at the beginning of the school year, and she always made me dresses, supposedly that fit me, that I never fit my older sister's dresses. I was a chunky girl. She always made me special
Cooler
dresses.
full of salt.
And I love the food she made.
John, who's your favorite?
On the uncles, probably Ralph on his side maybe, and then the aunt would be probably Frida and other up on the doors, and Evelyn, not Evelyn, Agnes.
Rosemary?
Well, I do remember Mom talking about Grandma Polly's and sitting on our porch and playing and doing things. But you guys would have to correct me, but I think she talked about going to both grandmothers, didn't she? Did she know Grandma Leis too?
Probably,
Yeah, I think, but,
not very long.
and then, as time go on, definitely Connie and Earl Summerhouse are always just really, she had a special place in heart for them, but she really did like Jean, all of them. And we would go visit all of them, even when we were growing up. And Uncle Charlie and Aunt Dorothy and Frida, and so.
Okay, Arlene?
Well, I was number 9. For many years, I thought I was 8, but until I, went back, I'm number 9. So I told you I was bad at math. Anyway, so I was dispensable in the fact that, you know, the others were still home to do the work. So I was the same age as my cousin Peggy, Nice's, and they lived on University Street. They took over Grandpa Polly's house on University Street, right down the street from Wichita Friends University. So I would always get to go to Peggy's, Mark and Mary Lou's house. So I would say Mary Lou was, I mean, she was a sweetheart.
Oh, yes.
And so I would go there and, you know, just do whatever I wanted, basically with all the cousins. And then for maybe a few days, I would go out to the Leises. Frida and Dorothy were always my favorite as well as Charlie. I would get definitely homesick after I was there. It's like, what the heck? You know, I was having fun, you know, but it's still, I would get so homesick. But I would have to say Mary Lou. Then Jean was like my favorite godmother.
Well,
Mary Lou's gives us the best toys to play.
I'd have to say, of course, I always liked Grandpa Si. Steve liked the candy, and I guess he had candy, but I always remember walking in, he always give you a silver dollar. And I mean, we were kids, a silver dollar was like, I mean, like we had a fortune, you know. But, and of course, I always enjoyed Uncle Ralph a lot, enjoyed visiting him, and Uncle Dean. Of course, my Uncle Mark, my godfather. And, of course, Aunt Connie Summerhauser, my godmother, but all my aunts and uncles, I'd have to say I enjoyed all of them. But anyway.
Let's come back around from Victor. So, Nick, what was your happiest moment growing up as a kid?
Oh. Do what?
What's the happiest moment you had as a child? You guys had a great time. So, anything stand out?
Oh, I don't know. I remember going to Si's family reunion. There was all noodling in the river. And
right,
that
Dean,
kind of
what about
stuff.
you?
Huh?
Happiest moment as a kid?
A lot of happy moments.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jean was kind of my godmother.
Mom, I really don't know. There was just so many different times that were fun and really good memories. I know that it was always fun to go to, well, when Grandma and Grandpa Polly, or any relatives from Wichita would come to the Yates Center, because they'd always say, oh, you live so far away, and we'd always say, well, it's not any farther to Yates Center than it is for us to go to Wichita, and so then pretty soon here they'd all come back again, and it was always exciting. Probably some of the happiest though when I was in 4-H, now that I think about it. Those are my good days.
Strella, what about you? What's your happiest memory?
Jeepers. I guess just growing up with all these awesome brothers and sisters.
Terry, what about you?
I can't really pin it down to any one certain time. Like I said, there were a lot of events that were happy.
Mercedes, do you have something special that you remember growing up?
Yes, whenever we got baby chicks, the day we got baby chicks.
Oh, that was mine too.
And also, anytime whenever the older kids would come back to visit.
Mercedes, how many chicks would Grandma get at one time? I'm trying to
It varied from year to year, and by the time I was there, it was probably had gotten to be less, but we usually got like 200 or maybe 300. But I think whenever everybody was at home, they actually got more.
500.
500?
Yes.
I tell people that all the
I
time.
think it was more like 500 sometimes earlier, but by the time I was, we didn't need that many by the time I got big.
Sure. Virginia, what's one of your happiest moments?
On Sundays when we didn't have to work.
Gone all summer.
Quit pointing at me, Paul. And usually in the evenings, you got to go down to the pond, the East Pond, and fish. And we'd have a wiener roast and marshmallows. So I always look forward to
Homemade
that.
ice cream.
Yes, I made homemade ice cream. Thank you, Steve. But yes, Sundays were the best because we didn't have to work.
Kathleen, what about you?
Finally.
I just don't have anything that really stands out. I do remember getting to be second mom to Mercedes, and I treasure that dearly.
Dad, John?
I don't know, I guess maybe I was pretty excited when they brought home Victor.
Had you ever told him that before?
Well, we had never discussed it.
All right, Rosemary, what about you?
Well, I would be hard put to say which one was the favorite one, since I don't know that I ever thought to ask her that question, so you guys are getting a real blessing to get to think about for your families too.
Yeah.
Actually, real quick, just kind of in general overall, does anybody have any best memories of Mary Frances?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can say a couple that I know. One would be when they would have the dances, when they got a little bit older, and even when they're, because I know that, and the pictures, they have the pictures to prove that. They would move back the table, and then they'd have some pretty wild parties in that kitchen. And after just visiting it again now, it wasn't a very big kitchen, but they had some pretty good parties, it looked like. And I know she liked picking blackberries very much. And I think that was a fun time when Grandpa would get the tractor, or maybe, I don't know if they did in the earlier years, but in later years, and they would go out on the tractor, and she talked about that a lot. And let's see, there was one other one that I was thinking was really special. Well, I can't remember. But those two I know were things that she enjoyed. And I don't ever remember saying anything bad about her childhood, ever. Anything, I don't ever remember any negative comments at all.
Arlene?
Okay, there's gonna be too many, but,
Well, then you're blessed.
I can remember going after the cows about every night just to get out of work. You know, if you weren't in mom's earshot, you could make up your own work, but you still had to be working. And then I remember the sheep that Dad had for a while, and it was fun to go out there and see him shear the sheep. And then also one time when I went with Jean to Bueller, that was so much fun because she was all grown up and she'd always dress up and make her clothes, and I remember going with her and staying in her apartment. It was just, it was something that left an impression on me.
Okay. And Vic, what are your favorites?
Well, her mentioned Jean, I'll never forget. Of course, she went off to college at K-State, and even whenever she would come home, when she would come home, of course, all those younger kids, she'd always bring some kind of little gifts for us. And then whenever she graduated school and went to Fresno and wherever she was at when she came home, like Christmas or something, she'd always have some little gifts, some kind of gifts for us kids, and that was very special. That really was. And
English woman.
but
Big old oranges, I remember that.
Thank you for tuning